All right, y'all. It is 8:59 p.m. in the Midwest, which means it's dark. Um, so I have a light on right now, and what's so crazy is that I don't want to attribute it to this experiment, but I have never been more like sure in this space that I need to get my office space put together, because making videos from my bed is not the look I am going for. Yeah. I'm like, if I want to take myself seriously and make a video every day, the bed, anyway. We are at the end of day one, just about. I have a couple more things left to do. And if I have finished what I should have by the time I post this video, there is the link to a Google document beneath here in the description that will be used to hold all of my information. There's like all of these different charts, 60 days worth of charts, all of the pre-information that I gathered, including but not limited to the Myers-Briggs personality test, the Rice Purity test, the BDSM test, body measurements, face pictures, hair pictures. My apartment pictures are not in there because I thought, well, maybe everything I own should not be on the internet right now. So I'll definitely do before and afters, but those probably won't sit in this Google Doc for a month, 2 months, excuse me. So there's that. My feminine archetype is also in there. Someone requested that I put that in there. And my human design type, which I do not know anything about. I've not done much study into that. So we'll briefly go over those really quickly. So my English language, that's how you know I'm tired. My human design type is the projector. No idea what that means. And beneath that, it says I am an investigative martyr. Even though I don't know how to read human design types, that phrase is something I feel on the spiritual level. My Rice Purity test score is in there. It is a 59. I don't think that matters or really know what that means. My feminine archetype is the ingenue. I don't want to be mispronouncing that word, but like when I read it, my brain goes ingenuine, so I say ingenue. But anyway, it is the I believe 13 feminine archetypes quiz, and it was founded by Aisha K. Faines, I believe, God rest her soul. And my second, what makes me the ingenuine, I guess, is that the second highest score was the maiden. And apparently that means that I am among the likes of Marilyn Monroe, Rihanna, and some other people. And it says the secret weapon that I have is your impish mix of girlish charm and mature sensuality. I suppose we'll learn more about that. Pictures, scroll, hair, scroll. Okay. Myers-Briggs. I ain't gonna lie. I was surprised by this one because just 2 months ago when I did the experiment related to Megan Thee Stallion, I tested INFJ as my personality type according to Myers-Briggs. And when I took the test again to prepare for this experiment, I tested INTJ, which is the architect. And even though there's only one letter difference, that feels like a really big change. And that's kind of made me, I guess, think over the last 2 months and think over different situations I've been through and how, I guess, traumatic things or just other things can affect what part of your brain you are using to operate in within life. Recently, I've had a lot of stuff happen that was wild, but also on top of that, I've been in a really, really business minded space. So I have been very, very like logic and judgy and statistical and whatnot. I've been doing a lot of like new work stuff, and it's really, really interesting to see how that change, or like how I guess just daily life can change something like that quickly. All right, so now on to the daily log. There are a couple different categories I'm going through according to what I told you all I would be tracking in the TikTok series. So I'm going to run you through those. First term of the experiment is that I have to be on Instagram for 20 minutes a day. That was actually painful. And that sounds like really dramatic, but I am not a fan of Instagram. It felt like I don't like to feel like I'm wasting my time and sitting there because I'm not on Instagram. I don't really have a curated algorithm. I could really kind of get on there and piddle around and go. So I found myself around like minute 15, like it ain't been 20 minutes yet. Like how am I still on this app? So I spent most of the time really on the discover page, and I like typed in a couple things. Like, I don't know. I looked up on the City Girls page for a while. They got an album coming out just in time. I'm going to decide that it's dedicated to me. But anyway, like I looked through Megan Thee Stallion stuff. I don't follow any celebrities for real, so I followed Megan Thee Stallion. I sat on Cardi B's Instagram for a while. You know what I mean? It was just like I really, really didn't know how to take it, if that makes sense. And then there's a theory that I heard a long time ago, which is that celebrities exist solely for two reasons. One, to be an aspiration device, and the second, to be a distraction device. And I feel like sitting on Instagram made me think about that. It was just like I'm sitting and I'm watching people, and it's nothing but like products and reviews and product placement and pictures. And it's just like, what is the value? That's what it is. I think I've never really liked Instagram, especially in comparison to TikTok, because of the fact that on TikTok, you can learn things, if that makes sense. Whereas Instagram, you're just looking at things. And so there's that. Post that there was the 20 minutes on TikTok, and TikTok has one of the like a feature where you can reset your algorithm. So what my TikTok was like yesterday, it is not like today. Like it's completely different. I feel like when you reset your algorithm, they don't know what, it's like a sorting hat. They don't know where to put you. So initially it was just like cute animals or whatever. And then I did a little bit of searching. You know what I mean? Look up the City Girls profile. Look up the, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, whatever. And I sat on those profiles for a little bit. And then it's like the algorithm started doing the sorting. And suddenly it was like constant advertisement and makeup tutorial. And this, a lot of the content that came up was nails. In the Google Doc, you see that I wrote, I don't think I've ever paid this much attention to my hands. There was so much nail content. And I used to be a nail girl. I used to grow my natural nails because they were pretty strong. And I would just get them, covered in acrylic and whatnot. But I don't really have the time for that. And I worked a job for a long time where nails were not necessarily a great idea. I worked in behavioral alternative, and we did physical intervention sometimes, which is a fancy way to say restraints. And it just wasn't cohesive. So there's that. But yeah, I'm definitely looking more into nail things. I don't know. It's just something about the way they make your hands look. And I'm a person, I talk like this on TikTok and on YouTube right here, so you can't really see my hands, but I talk with my hands constantly. Like they're always moving. So that's something that's on my mind that I feel like is interesting. Next, the 30 to 45 minutes of media via YouTube, movies, or TV. Today I did that via YouTube, and I added every link of every video that I watched into that section. Most of it was City Girls, and I think there was one Megan Thee Stallion interview that I watched. Just, content. That was a breeze. Uh, Next was No News. And that, okay, so that caused an amendment to this experiment. So what I wrote down was, upon opening Twitter, I realized immediately that I've surrounded myself with an amazing and well-educated group of individuals. There is no way with my algorithm that I will be able to escape their commentary, given everything that is going on in the world right now. It is for that reason that I've made the decision to delete the Twitter app from my devices during the duration of this experiment. Should I discover a way to reset my algorithm to tailor it to this experiment, I may reconsider. And that's really that. I love the people I follow. I follow a lot of like-minded people, and they're very intelligent, and I'm thankful to have them. Twitter is not like a big media thing for me. I probably follow 100 people, and I'm followed by 100 people, and it's really, I mean, some of it's just fun stuff, but a lot of it is because of our interest, media related and news related and world events related, and there is no way that I could even exist on the app in that way. Like, I could not scroll once before seeing something that would completely throw off that term. So Twitter is gone at the moment. Next, 3 hours of music minimum. Let's talk about not having headphones, okay? Because people that watch my content and have seen stuff before this series started know that when Drake's album came out, the first time I heard First Person Shooter, which is Drake and J. Cole, I was like, vibing or whatever, and one of my AirPods fell down the drain. Today, I ordered Beats Fit Pros because there is no way I'm going to be able to do this without something in my ears. But also on top of that, having to listen to people is so very crazy. Like, during the day when I'm doing my like office stuff, when I'm just sitting there, silence. Or like, because I mean, playing my music in my office is not really an option. It's not the grade of appropriate. So yeah, no. The only alternative is going to be, no, there is no alternative. I need to get some headphones. So that's one. Two, if I'm going to do 3 hours worth of music and still try to make it into the bed by my bedtime, which is now, I'm gonna have to get up a little earlier, low key. So I think today I was up by like 7, but I was like up, but I wasn't up, if that makes sense. I was awake, but I wasn't moving. And if I'm going to be listening to 3 hours worth of music and working a full-time job, getting all of that out, I need to be really getting that in. I think at this point today, I only have like an hour and a half left of music to listen to. So there's that. The final term is 10 minutes. Excuse me, not 10 minutes, 10 pages. Excuse me. Wow. 10 pages of reading or one chapter of an audiobook. The hiccups have me in their grip right now. Christ the Lord. Okay. I have not read yet. I was referred. Oh, another thing. Let's talk about TikTok one more time. A new thing on my page right now. Two different things. One, I saw Dajae Keys for the first time in years. And that's somebody I watched when I was like early college. So it like threw me off. I was like, oh wow, like, and she's like absolutely beautiful. Like, she is the like picture of an Instagram baddie, like when I think about it in my head. And it was just interesting. It was so interesting to see that come up. But anyway, the second thing is that Shira71 has been on my page, Madam Sprinkle Sprinkle. And initially I was like the hypergamy community and this community are not the same. And then this morning, while listening to the City Girls How to Pimp a N-Word came on. And I was like, Make them think you love them. Take his money, then you dip on. Like, they are. They are a real. They are the same community, and yeah. So from that, from someone who believed that as well, who was further immersed into the community than me, obviously. They recommended the word why. Excuse me, the book, Why Men Love B Words. Um, and today I've just read reviews of that. I've read all of that. So posting this video, I will be purchasing that book to read. And it irks me that it doesn't have an audiobook because that would be so much more convenient. But I will be reading it. I wish I had a physical copy, but obviously a physical copy will not get here in time to like start highlighting stuff by tomorrow. So I will be doing that digitally. And that was the first day. Everything is manageable at this point. I think that everything that I am consuming, I can maintain consumption as long as I change around some things that I listed. But besides that, yeah, that's about it. I feel like I am constantly being advertised to right now. And I don't want to say that that's new. It's not new. Like, because we are constantly being advertised to, but it's just wild to like be focused on it, if that makes sense, or be seeing it. And that has really made me think about the concept of informed and active consent. Because a lot of people, or the people, I should say, that feel like this experiment or feel like people that feel like this experiment is invalid, that are also happen to be the people that feel like people can't be brainwashed by anything because you consensually go and seek out. I mean, excuse me. Your girl is tired. It's 9 p.m. I'm not in the bed. But anyway, well, I'm in the bed, but I'm not asleep. You know what I mean? So let's rewind. People that feel like people cannot be brainwashed by media because of the fact that we actively seek media out cannot possibly genuinely believe that that's true. I mean, even though I know that that's true, I'm just like that they believe that. I'm having a really, really hard time understanding how they don't understand that there is no way we could even possibly ever actively consent to everything that we consume. Like, okay, so for one, I am noticing what advertisements are being brought to me, but I'm also noticing what advertisements are no longer being brought to me. For example, every advertisement that I've seen today has been material, like a materialistic. I've been advertised that crisscross chair 9 billion times. I stopped seeing the shadow work journal. I have not seen on YouTube. I have heard about St. Jude so much, like that children's hospital. I've not seen it once today. And I've been on YouTube, when I say constantly today, even with something I had to do with my kids earlier, completely unrelated to this experiment. She never popped up. St. Jude's never popped up. And I was like, very interesting. And I wonder what that says, or what the people who advertise feel about where things like that philanthropic or donation based like businesses or things like that, like why they feel those communities are not intertwined, I suppose. I hope any of this makes sense. I'm so sleepy. I'm like tempted to reset this and just do it again because I'm like, this is not, you don't sound intelligible. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it for the sake of authenticity. The point is, yeah, we see so much. We are constantly being sold something, and it's worth noticing. That's what I will say. I feel like that's a good way to boil it down. There is no way that we could possibly consent to everything that we consume. And even if you were to search out something, like I'm searching out City Girls content, right? But I'm being advertised a billion things I did not ask for, from material things to ideals. I never, ever, 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 ever get like alcohol commercials, and I have them now. It's not my interest, you know? Like, it's just, I can't imagine how anyone, on day one, I cannot imagine how anyone believes that that's a thing. But also, on top of that, like, I feel like this type of experiment makes you pay attention to what's in the back of what's being advertised, because advertisement comes in so many layers. Like, example, say a couple weeks ago, perfect example. A couple weeks ago, there was an advertisement, an ad on, excuse me, an ad for a YouTube video, actually. An ad is playing, and there's a song in the back of it. And I'm like, what is that song? You know, what is that song? So I go looking for it. And this was in the gap between Megan, excuse me, Dolly and now, because there was a short gap. Uh, and I go seek out that song, and I'm like, where did it come from? You know, whatever. I don't know nothing about the company. I don't know nothing about none of it or whatever. But I seek out that song, and the song, I'm like, this song is actually decent. You know what I mean? And an advertisement about one thing, I've discovered something completely different. And I've had a positive experience with the thing that's completely different. So now in my brain, I have connected a positive experience, connected to one thing to the other. Like, how is that okay? And what I mean by that, like, I like this song, right? I like this song that has been brought to me by this company, right? That's a short line between I like this company. I don't know nothing about that company, but the positive association has been made, you know what I mean, faster than the snaps. And that is berserk, like, conceptually. Uh, but that's what I mean. It's like this feel good, you know what I mean, just song, this little jig or whatever. I almost don't question like the ethics or anything about the company. I don't question anything about it, because in the moment, which is how advertisement is supposed to work, like in that moment, it snatched me up. So the advertisement won. Even if I don't go on to become involved with the company, I have already consumed something that they're partnered with. Does that make sense? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'm like, how we're not supposed to pay attention to that. And I don't know. I do not know. But yeah, that is all. That has been day one. I am awake at 9. Did my computer just go dead? Rotten whore. All right, at 9:23. So I am here. Whew. How we gonna do this, y'all? How we gonna finish this, y'all? Oh, that is all. I will see you all tomorrow. I'm going to bed. I'm finishing this music and I'm going straight to bed. Much love to y'all. Thanks for coming on the journey with me. Make sure you check out the Google Doc. That is the only place where you will be able to get live updates regarding what is going on. I'm going to add one thing to this. I'm going to add the final time of the playlist every day, because I want to know if there is enough music to where I don't have to repeat any music within this 60 days. So if I could do 3 hours of music every single day and just add to the end. If not, I mean, I'm sure I can repeat music because I mean, it ain't no thing. But yeah. That's all. My skin looks decent today. All right. Good night.